Morning everybody. Right, well last I'm getting a little bit of sunshine here in the northeast. Absolutely beautiful this morning, so I thought, well, it's the perfect time to get downstairs and to get cracking on some seed. First of all, once again I'd like to welcome all the newbies to the site and all the people that's getting onto the YouTube channel and subscribing. Welcome everybody. As I always say, there's a page on my Facebook channel if you want to come across on that, and it's Jeff Foreman on the Plot. And you're always welcome. Just send us an invite and you'll get yourself on that site. And there's a load of young lads and young lasses on the site now, and we're all swapping different stories each night. And it's just yeah, it's a good little site, and I'm pleased the way it's going. Right, so we started a little competition the other day, and a few people wanted to get cracking sown, so no harm with that. As I say, just make sure you've got the gear, and just be careful what you're sowing. So starting off with sunflower, we've got a bit of a competition going to see who can grow the biggest one. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for me, because all my south facing and my west facing garden is patioed. Ideally I don't want to put them in the pots, so I'd rather have them in the garden. So what I might do is I might take a few up the allotment on the plot and sow them up there. And of course, if you're growing a big one, you need some good support. You often see people growing up the sides of the house, sides of sheds. It's fine as long as you've got the support for them, because they will grow quite a size. And once again, it's all about the planting and the caring. If you're going to build a house, make sure you've got good foundations. And it's the same with the plant. If you're going to plant a big plant, make sure you've got some good foundations ready for it. You see people digging rows out in the midwinter for their beans, filling them up with compost, manures, all sorts of bits, and it's all preparation. If you want a good plant, preparation. So what I'll be doing next week when I get up the garden, well, I'll not be doing it. No, we're still not been on the crutches, but I'm sure Roger will give us a hand. We'll get a nice spot picked with some good supports, and we'll start digging it out. A nice deep hole, fill with manure, different fertilisers, good drainage, and then that's where our sunflowers will go. I've already sowed a couple in the 9cm pots, round pots, or you can use 9cm square pots, whatever. As I always say, let the plant dictate the pot it wants to go in. Never been too much over it to get it in a pot and to get it planted on. There's stacks of time, loads of time. It's only beginning of March, but as I say, the sunshine's out there now. The light's starting to come back. We're getting nearly 10 hours a day of light now, so you know, just go canny. You can sow stuff in the cold greenhouse. I've had a load of people online asking what they can sow and what they can't sow. This weekend I'll be starting all my brassicas off. Cabbage, collie sprouts, all them, they'll all go in, but they'll go in a cold greenhouse. No heat whatsoever, just frost free. A lot of bedding plants will go in. My marigolds will go in, dahlia seeds will go in. There's loads of choices, and all I'll do is I'll put them in as I've explained before, they'll go in a cold greenhouse in trays, but they'll have a plastic container over the top of them. That can be taken off through the day. When the sun's out, because as I say, my allotment's south facing, so I'll get the sun nearly all day. But once it starts sweating up, these will come off. I like to use them down here because I only have a gentle heat on at home in the greenhouse. But with that sun shining, it's now 60 in here, so I'll pop the door open and just let a little bit of air come through, because I never like it too hot. I don't want to force anything up at all, just want to grow nice and slowly. So that's the idea. Anyway, the sunflowers are in 9cm pot, good compost, just multi-purpose compost and sharp sand. You know my mix by now, and that's what I can water from the bottom. As you know, it just gets popped in trays, water from the bottom, and let the plants take up. I'll put 2 seeds per station, and of course the strongest one will grow on, and the weakest one will come out. And they'll, as I say, let the plants dictate what pots I want to go in. So once you break the surface, they'll be downstairs here. I've got them upstairs in the house at the moment, which are around about the 55 mark. Never too hot. Then they'll come downstairs. Once they break the surface, they'll come into the greenhouse here, where, as I say, the temperatures, as I say, it's around about 50-55 mark, but it can drop down through the evening around about 45, but I'm quite happy with that. I never like it too warm. As I say, get a couple of seeds planted into them, either 9 cm round or 9 cm square. Once they break the surface, and let the pot get full of root before you even think about moving them on. I find a lot of people tend to move plants on too quickly, from a small pot to a much larger pot. Now, to me, that spells disaster, because if your bigger pot's full of compost and it's moist and damp, it takes a lot more time to dry out, and your plants can really suffer because the roots aren't ready for it yet. So just take your time. From there, I would just move up to a bigger size pot again, and that just fits nicely inside of there. And hopefully that'll be my final pot. All depends on the temperatures, and all depends on the springs, what the weather's going to throw over. Because even in a cool greenhouse, the temperatures can shoot up to 60-65 on a good sunny day. So I like to keep them as cool as possible. Once they start growing to a good sized plant, as I say, the doors will be open up there, the vents will be open, and it'll just be kept really cool. And they not go out until you open, until about, I'm hoping, middle to the end of April, I'll plant them out. But if that pot does become full of roots, well, I can move it on again to a bigger pot. That's not a problem. It's all about keeping your roots happy, keeping your plant happy, and of course keeping it fed. But we'll do all that in another video. As I say, that's the sunflowers out of the way. Well happy with them, well pleased. Got a couple upstairs. I will be making another couple of sows this week and next week. So it just means I've got plans to follow on if anything happens, and the first ones get a bit of put back with the weather. But I'll just plod on, just nice and slowly. The main thing this morning is to get cracking on these tomatoes. Now, load of comments once again, load of comments online. When to sow tomatoes. I never sow before March. I like to seed my own seed. I've sent a load of seed out, different people. These are just 3 packets that I've ordered this year, and of course it's the F1 variety pear drops, which I want to grow for the baskets. The hanging basket, the red tumbling tom, I grew them last year. If you check on my video, you'll see we were picking these in the middle of June last year. Really good crop, where I will be putting them in today. And of course the old Ailsa Craig, I grow them every year. Now I did mention that what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to grow some tomatoes outside on the patio, and because a lot of people don't have greenhouses, and I think that they can't grow tomatoes. Well, that's it. That's the one you want, Ailsa Craig. I'll grow that, grow it nice and hard. It'll not be growing in any heat. This will not be started up till about the middle of April, up in the allotment, just in a cool greenhouse, and just growing away nice and slowly. And by the middle to the end of May, I hope to have a decent enough plant to plant outside on the patio, south facing or southwest facing, which I think that's where it'll end up, on the patio, in a grow bag with a couple of pots. And all I'll be putting over that is a sheet of polythene of an evening, just to make it a temporary roll of polythene on a bit of roof as that. But I'll show you all that in another video, and I'll show you can't grow tomatoes outside here. Quite easy to do, but just it's choosing your variety. That's one excellent variety that I always grow. Right, these are of course the seed that I keep every year. These are well, this is the first year for these ones, so I'm really hoping to do a lot of extra work with these ones. And these are the American ones, the mortgage lifter. A couple of new people on the internet. Anne, welcome. Just from the United States. So I've got about 3 people now on the website from the States. Of course, our cousins across the pond. So these are one of your tomatoes, and of course, well, that's just me yellow sulphur falling off. You should be able to see, with that light shining at the back of me, you should be able to see all the seed on there. And all they are is just they dried off last year, put on a sheet of kitchen towel and dried out a bit of yellow sulphur. Now they can be cut up quite easy. Decent pair of scissors if I can find them, which I can't. They can be quite easily cut up into sections and made to fit trays. Now what I normally do is, for my tomatoes, I'll grow about 6 dozen. I'll have about 4 varieties for outside and 2 varieties for the hanging pots. So what I'll do with mine, if I'm having 4 dozen mixed, I'll probably want a dozen large, a dozen pink, a dozen medium, and so on. So all I'll sow is a small tray like this. You can cut the papers to size. That there will probably cut into four strips. And what will happen is when I do cut them across, as I say, if I can find them scissors, which I cannot. When I do cut them across, I'll just make them large enough just to fit that tray. Now I can cut that into 4 pieces and I'll get 4 trays like that, or I can cut it into half and use a half tray like that. Cut that in half, and there again, that half will fill that tray. But I'll probably do it in 3 sowns. I'll probably make 2 half ones, a full half tray and 2 quarter trays. Because what I want to do is I want to sow some now. It's exactly the same as what I did last year. I sowed about this time last year. So I'm going to sow them now, a tray today, and then I'm going to use the half piece which I've got left. I'm going to sow that in the middle of April, but just in the cold greenhouse. What I found with these last year, I found that they tended to get a bit too leggy. Maybe because I had the strawberries up on the benches, I don't know. But I'm willing to give them a try again because they were a lovely tomato. The mortgage drifter, Roger really liked them. Nice deep pink tomato, but large, very large. Once again, I thought they needed quite a lot of support, so I'm going to build a frame around these tomatoes this year. I'm not going to grow them in the deep beds. Where I'm going to grow them is on the benches in deep pots, but I'm going to make sure they've all got plenty of support, plenty of canes around them, and as I say, the trusses can be really heavy, so we'll probably let them go to about 3 trusses on the bench. I'm quite happy with that. Not too greedy, but we'll see how that goes anyway for this year. But that's the American ones, and of course I sent out a load of these again. That's the Spanish ones, the Spanish tomatoes. A lot of people asked for them last year, and of course I had a load spare. So I cut into these packets last week to just to check on the seed and make sure everything was okay. As you see, once again, here's my Spanish ones. That's 1 sheet there, and of course the little piece on the corner is for I sent off to Richard tore off last week. But I see I've got plenty on there. There's about 4 dozen seeds on there just for myself. Now what I'll do is exactly the same thing. I'll probably cut this piece off here and I'll sow this today. Quite happy just to rip that down, that piece there. Getting a bit of a pash with this, but I'll get that cut. And there we have just a small piece there. Now on that piece alone is about 2 dozen seed. So I'll sow that today. I'll cut that again in half. When I find my scissors, I'll cut that again in half, and I'll make a single sown just in the green tray, and then I've got a half tray, full half again, for to sow the main crop, and they'll go into there in the middle of April. So that's my tomatoes all set already. Now it's just about the sowing. Well, that's the easiest part to do that. But, we'll just shut this video off at the moment, just until I get some of this compost sorted out. Okay. Right, so hopefully we're off again. I didn't manage to find my scissors. I was trying to keep a pair of these handy, but I can be so clumsy at times. Put them down where I at least expect to find them again. Right, so we're off again. As I say, the half seed trays, all I do is the standard seed compost that I use, just the ordinary multi-purpose and a good handful of sharp sand. You know my mixes by now, and I do this for all my seed sown. So that's in, just brought up to a half an inch below the rim of the tray, and the tissue paper with the tomato seed on, turn it down. If you want to soak in your tray prior, no harm with that. What I like to do is just sit it on the bottom, and then I make another mix up with the same mix again, but with half and half of perlite, the sharp sand mix, and half of perlite. So it's a really good free draining mix. And all you need to do then is to a light covering of this over your tissue paper, and level it off, and I do this with all my tomatoes, not just the ones I sow myself or that I seed for seed. Everything goes in the same way, and I find that I get some really good crops, good germination, and as I say, that's what it's all about. But if you've got your right temperatures, they should come up fine. Now all they'll do is they'll go in a tray, and they'll go under just a plastic propagator like that. I'll put 2 trays in it today, and they'll be covered over, and they'll sit over here. Then, as I say, the temperature now, I've had to open the stove because it's actually shot up to 65 in here. Now a lot of people say, oh well, that's just fine, that's a lovely temperature. Yeah, it is fine, but for my plants I like to have it 50, 55 up to 60, and no more than that. I like to get the fresh air through. On a day like this, when you've got the sun shining, there's nothing wrong with having the door open, as long as they're not in any draft. Get your vent open, get the door open, let some fresh air through, and that's what the plants need more than anything else, plenty of fresh air. So that's my giant Spanish away. That's 1 tray away there. Now I've got enough in the envelope there to do another 2 sowns. So what I'll do with the Spanish, I'll make another sown at the back end of this month in the greenhouse down here again, and then I'll make a final sown in the middle of April, but I'll sow them cold, and then we'll just see the difference between the different sets of tomatoes, what difference if any. But if I can get away with it, I'll let you grow my crops cold. But that's the Spanish out of the way. As I say, I'm quite happy getting them done. And now the mortgage shifter, of course, which are the giant American ones. And these were, I was a bit disappointed with the crop because they tended to bush out a lot now. Whether that's if it's something to do with the makeup of the plant, they tend to get a lot bushier. A lot of suckers coming on them last year, if I remember. But this year, as I say, I'm going to try them again, and what I want to do is I want to keep the plants nice and short, nice and stocky. You get a nice truss, nice heavy truss, but well supported. Now that's a mortgage shifter in. Now this is my first sown of tomatoes. You can sow now in a cold greenhouse, but what I would suggest if you're sowing in a cold greenhouse is when you use your pot, a small pot, just pop a plastic bag over it in a tray, and that way it'll give you a little bit more warmth in for the plants. But you can just sow them nice and lightly, exactly the same way, plastic bag over, and they'll come away in a cold greenhouse. Now there's a lot of seeds you can sow in a cold greenhouse, and I'm getting myself in the right state here before I go back up. But yeah, that's a mortgage shifter in, that's a Spanish in. Quite happy. Now most of my main crops will not go in for another 2 weeks yet, which will be, as I say, the Ailsa Craig will wait until the end of until next month before you even think of sowing them. The Tumbling Toms will be sown today, and the F1 Pearl Drops. Oh, just a quick mention about them ones. It's not often I buy them in F1 variety, because the simple fact is you can't save the seed off an F1 variety. It will always revert back to the parent, either one parent or the other, not both, so it will never run through the seed. If you save the seed, you'll not get the same plant next year from it. So just bear that in mind if you are sowing your own seed and you're trying to save your seed. Just make sure they're not an F1 variety. There's loads of varieties on the market there now, some smashing tomatoes, and one of my favourites I grow every year is Moneymaker. It's not an F1, so I will be sowing Moneymaker this coming weeks. As you see, I like to have about 4 or 5 different main crop large tomatoes at my disposal, and I can pick and choose whatever I want. But that's my main crop tomatoes done. That's the first sown. All I've got to do now is sit them in a tray, which I always do, and give them a good drink of water. Let the tray soak as much water out as I need, and that's it. Finish. They'll not get anything else until they start breaking the surface, and then I'll give them a spray of chamomile tea, and that's it. Well, I know I love this time of the year, May, March, as I say, you can get started with some of your seedlings. I'm growing a lot of stuff in this greenhouse down here. As you know, there's a lot of the bedding plants coming up at the back of us, the petunias, the basilises, geraniums, they're all through. But they're slow, very slow, just coming away nice and slowly. Because when the heat does build up, and next month in April, and you start getting your temperatures in 60s, 65s and 70s in the greenhouse, whack, they'll just romp away. But they'll have a nice root ball, and that's what it's all about. As I try to explain the idea about the sweet peas, it's not about what's on top, it's here. It's a nice big fat root ball in the bottom. That's what it's all about. It's getting your plants nice and strong before they go outside. And as I say, good foundation. That's always my main priority, is getting the roots built up first, and then worry about the top layer once I get outside. But yeah, I'm well pleased with that. I've got a few more onions to get potted off. I'm going to do that this afternoon. Maybe pot up for a sandwich and a cup of tea first. Come back down and make another mix up, and I'll get started on these Ailsa Craig onions, which should have been done last week. Things being as they are, I'm quite happy with them. As you see, you can see some of the onions on the internet, they're absolutely massive, but that's a show, lads. They're doing what they want, and they're getting them well prepped first. And they're under the lights, they're under the heat, and these have just been growing in here since January when I sowed them, nice and cold. And they probably where I like to pot them off into double leaves. They'll just come up and they'll have a nice strong root system. So what I'll do this afternoon, I'll make a mix up and I'll crack on with them, get them potted up. But still not too late to sow onion seed. If you're just using them for the garden, by all means, get some sown. They'll sure come through in this heat at the moment, and you'll be pricking them up before you know it. But that's a start. So as my sunflowers away for competition, I know Chris Pugh will be watching. How I've started with my sunflower. I know she's dying to get stuck down there in Wales, but just go canny henny, get them sown, not too much heat. Your tunnel will be fine for them. Just get them sown, small pots, and that will come away nice and slowly. And keep an eye on the videos, and we'll go through them week by week. But for the time being, I will be doing another video this week. I never got up the allotment last week because as I say, we're knee deep in snow here in the northeast. The beast from the east rode in and covered over with a good blanket in the snow. But hey ho, that's life. It's killed off a lot of the bugs. That's the main thing. A lot of people don't realise that. Cold weather. They're more than grown about the cold weather, but I never do. I like it nice, freezing cold. And a lot of your fruit crops, they need the coldness. So what I want to do this week, I want to get up the allotment and get started on strawberries. I know Roger's been up there every day, keeping an eye on things. But I'm determined to get up this week and get started on them strawberries. I'll take the camera with us this time, and the HD card, which I forgot last time. Then I'll show you how things are going in the polytons of the allotment. But for the time being, thanks for watching, and keep subscribing, all yous, on YouTube. Really appreciate it. I'm glad we're doing something right anyway. And if you're watching, then you must be interested. So for the time being, thanks again, and we'll see you all again soon.